Hello. My name is Jess Marie. Welcome to yesterday's Coffee Grounds, where we are happy and humble over here. We have no fancy camera, no fancy lighting, just the beautiful glow of British Columbia. That is what we're dealing with right now. I am just driving right now, so I would recommend popping your phone somewhere. This is usually how my videos go. Just pop your phone somewhere, do the dishes, I don't know, run a tub, fold some laundry, and either agree with me or don't. I just kind of like the idea of sitting down. I don't have a lot of friends in my personal life. I've been trying to make friends, and not even that I'm socially awkward, it's that I take a long time to warm up to people, and I never want to inconvenience anybody by saying, hey, would you like to hang out? And if somebody cancels plans on me, which seems to happen all the time, I don't know if this is just a new age 2024 thing where I make plans with somebody and then they cancel the day of, and it's just a very common pattern of behavior, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to make plans with you again. You can reach out to me or reschedule, because it's like, oh, can we book for a further date? And then it just never happens, and it's like, what is it? And I try, I do, and also a lot of people who I have introduced in my life, I am recently sober, and I want to stay relatively sober. Partly I'm pregnant, so it's like, yeah, girl, I hope you're sober. Girl, you better stay out sober, because you're holding another human who does not have a say of what goes in or out of its body right now. But even before that, a couple weeks before that, I was relatively sober, and I'm just trying to control my alcohol intake before, control my nicotine intake before, and that's really a lot of my content prior to this, and emotional well-being. I've gone through a lot of counseling, individual and marriage counseling, and it's been super important to me and my relationship and my well-being, and really sitting down with my thoughts. I have a 3-year-old son and a 5-month-old puppy, so I am a busy lady. I work. I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I still work. So is that still a stay-at-home mom? Yeah, I'm with my child 7 days a week for the most part, and I also work 2 nights a week, and I'm also going to be taking on another child for the summer to get a little bit of extra money while I can, to be able to put into savings and hopefully do a little road trip with our small family before baby comes, because I think that that's important, is just to have a couple really fundamental memories, core memories of my son before another sibling gets introduced. Like, you think, this is what I've been saying all the time, because people are like, oh, you take your son and do so many things with your son, and it's like, yeah, what you introduce to your child when they're 1 year old is going to influence them when they're 2 to 4 years old, and what they're introduced to when they're 2 to 4 years old is going to shape them when they're 5 to 8, and so on and so forth. So some people, yes, I understand you can't introduce them to all the team sports, because you may not have the money to introduce them to the team sports. I think I played like t-ball when I was younger, and my brother did karate. I started hockey in grade 4, but we still were introduced to things. My dad played baseball. My mom and dad both played hockey, so I was always at the ball field. I was always at the arena, being introduced to other kids and playing and using our imagination. One thing that's actually really fascinating is my son hasn't been putting his toys away. Took them away. Fucking gone. No tolerance. No. Took his tools away, all his tools he loves, working on projects, and took his trucks away, blocks away. And I thought it was going to be the worst thing ever, because I'm like, oh my gosh, now he's going to be even more on me. Like, Mom, come play. He found a piece of wood out in the backyard, and he's using it as a chainsaw. He's made his own. He's using his brain, because he's like, I don't have toys right now because I wasn't putting them away. I need to use my brain and create a toy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're such a, like, it's amazing we don't always get to see our children in this way. It's an interesting thing. We don't know what somebody is capable of until they are put in that situation to prove that they are capable. So you don't know you're hungry until you have not eaten for 3 days. You do not know you're hungry. I was thinking about this today. People was like, oh, I haven't eaten since 10 in the morning. Girl, it's 2 in the afternoon. Come on. Like, I started doing fasting when intermittent fasting and different types of fasting for health purposes, not for weight loss or anything like that. I don't support doing any kind of diet unless you are severely overweight or your health calls for you to lose weight. I am not in that category, and I do not prefer to listen to people who are seemingly, I look at them and I'm like, okay, if your diet is shit, yes, obviously change your diet, but you're not going on a diet. You need to change your diet because it's just, so a little bit of my background is I went to school for, it's called Human Kinetics, but it's basically about personal health and wellness of the body. So it's just funny to me, I cannot have conversations with people about exercise and weight loss when it's not related to health. If losing weight for some people, that is healthy because they are causing a lot of stress on their joints, on their hearts, and exercise and losing weight and changing their diet, altering their diet, yes. But when it's just for the severe purpose of like, yes, it's a complex thing. It's a really complex thing. My goodness, do we just see the view that we're in? I'm going to change the subject. I try not to be controversial because it's just, but I am. Like, I don't want to get into it. If anybody wants to hear more of my opinion on that, yeah, sound off. You can let me know. But personally, I don't like getting into it. If it's one-on-one, yeah, I'll offend you. If it's to a bunch of people where it's like, you know what, I don't know your story, I don't know what you've gone through, I don't know what you've lived through. I have gone through phases of my life where I have been an emotional eater, and thank you to my genes that I'm able to lose the weight. I've been, like I mentioned, I played sports for a long time. I was an outdoor kid. I think it's just a nature, the environment that I grew up in and how my body developed, that I don't hold on to weight, thankfully. But I have definitely gone through times of emotional eating. I don't know what somebody's life is to come on here and say anything negative about anyone, because I don't know. I don't know your story. I don't know your struggles. So if it's one-on-one, I can get to know somebody like that, but to just say it out loud, I don't know. I have my opinion, just like everybody else. We all got our opinions out there. So, got my soda water, been waiting to take a sap of that. Gotta take the straw off because she rumbles. She rumbles. And you know what? I used to joke when I first started doing filming, I would do it early in the morning. I'd barely wake up and I would have a cup of coffee and go out to my car and film. And I would be so raspy because girl was smoking cigarettes at the time, and oh my goodness, I am always going to have a raspy voice. I am always going to have a deeper tone voice. Back in the day, I used to talk like this because I thought people really liked it, and now I realize that's fucking annoying. Yeah, right, not going to be that girl. No way, ma'am, not today. I was actually, so the reason why there's a bunch of donations in the back of my car right now, and they are just going back and forth. We in the mountains, we're cruising, we're driving. It's a beautiful day. It's like 7 at night. It's just gorgeous. I don't know if y'all can hear those donations back there rumbling. And just so you know, we're only going about 65, so we're good. We're good for speed. Speed is good. We look like we're going a lot faster than we are. And for anyone who's watching and is like, girl, you're being unsafe, it's like, well, yes, I have seen people do a lot of sketchy things. I have seen people do their makeup on this road. I've seen people eat. I've had to fiddle around with a a movie player for my son because there's nowhere safe to pull over because it's all avalanche area and like tight roads that you are not allowed to pull over, or bridge areas. You're like, girl, that's even more of a reason. And it's like, well, yes, judge me if you will. Report me. I am very confident in my driving ability. But anyways, so why I actually wanted to start filming, this is actually kind of a funny story. Girls, say actually one more time. I was thinking about this time I was visiting my dad with my partner Rob, and I say partner because we're not engaged, but I would say that we're married, and we've never been engaged, we've never been married, but yeah, I'll just say partner. My spouse. I was there with my spouse. And I think Levon was probably 1 year old at the time. And so it was only like 2 years ago. So we're visiting my dad, and we're in the downstairs part of his house in our bedroom. And it was the middle of the night. It was like 12 at night, and my dad does not know that I smoke cigarettes. It's just a thing that Nope, daddy is not allowed to know. Absolutely not. So I didn't grow up with my dad, so it's just kind of funny. Daddy issues, fuck. It's all coming out. This is why I mentioned I've done the work. I know what's going on. Got me. But it was the middle of the night, and I had called a girlfriend of mine, and I was like, hey, I've been drinking, which was a lie. We had not really been drinking that night. I was like, hey, I've been drinking. Would you be able to come pick me up and get me smoke? She's like, what? You're on the coast? You're coming to visit? You're here? It's like, yeah, but we're only here for a night visiting my dad, and I just wanted to get cigarettes, and I was wondering if you were able to get cigarettes. She's like, no, I am also drinking. And I just thought it was funny because I remember sneaking out of their house, just all like paranoid that they're gonna find out that we're sneaking out of the house. We're grown adults, we're like 25, you know, I'm 25, my partner Rob, he's 30, and there we are out sneaking out of the house. There's me, anyways, I was sneaking out of the house to go get cigarettes 11:30, 12 at night, just so we can sit and talk and smoke cigarettes and have like he and I time. And it was just so funny. I was like, my dad can't know. He cannot know. That was a good time. And then we didn't have a baby monitor, so we had to, what you do is you have your phone on, you do a phone call with somebody else's phone, and then put that phone on mute so that the sound doesn't come through on one end. So I think the phone that you have with you is on mute, and then the phone in the baby's room is turned on, and yeah, it's a make-do baby monitor, and it works. What are we at, 13 minutes? Also, I'm stuffy. But yeah, that was just a really funny moment in time where I'm now, I think I said I was 25. I'm pretty sure I'm 26. I actually have lost track of how old I am. I was born in 97. Scorpio baby, let's go. Yeah, I was born in 97, and where was I going? Oh, I still feel, I want to feel as young as possible. I don't care about looking young necessarily. Sometimes I joke about getting old, and I think we all do. You know, I think it's a privilege to age, and it's an absolute blessing, and especially when the body ages in the way that it's meant to age, and there's a community to take care of somebody as they're getting older. Like, I think that's super important. If any of my children were like, we're sticking mom in an old age home, I raised my kids wrong. I'm sorry. No. I'd be so disappointed. My grandma's in an old age home. But she's also like, she needs constant acute care, and she needs people. Like, she doesn't speak anymore, and she can't really move her body the way that it needs to move properly, and it's just a lot on my family. I get it, but my family ever did that to me, nope. Stick me in a garden, please. I hope I never get to that point, but you never know. Like, things happen, and it's just natural cause of aging. And I think it is a fear of mine that I do age and I get dementia, and they put me in an old age home, and I know what's going on, but I don't have the motor control to do anything about it. That would be awful. That's like, just imagine that. You know what's going on, you're fully aware of what's going on, and then you're just not able to do anything. My goodness, that was a fear. But you know what, aging, I'm excited to age. I love every phase of life. I love reflecting on being a small human and being so free, and then going through a phase where it was all glitz and glam and music and boys, and also sports, highly into athletics, and going through all these different chapters. Party girl, back into the glitz and glam, and it was all these different phases. And now I'm at this very humble, look at me, I am very humble, very earthy mama, and I think I'm trying to be at a deeper point of reflection of where I've been, and molding all those points in my life into a person that I'm proud of. And I've done a lot of things in the past year that I'm not proud of, and that's partly why I went to counseling and needed to uncover some stuff and take a step back and look at myself through a different lens and see, okay, where is this hurt coming from? Why am I doing the things that I'm doing? Where is that pain, and who is that hurt child inside, and what can I do to love her? And it starts with loving myself, and also being in prayer. Prayer has helped me a lot of uncovering, asking for things, because I'm not always in a position, if it's me and my son every day, I am not always in a position to call somebody and say, hey, I need help, can you come over? I can always speak to who I call Creator and say, I need help. And you know, He's there. God is there to help me. And it's actually unbelievable because I believe. And I wouldn't say it only works if you believe, but it has worked in my life because I believe in Him and I trust Him, and I am learning to know Him. And it's kind of this relationship where I'm able to ask Him for things, and I'm like, you know what, I'm sorry I haven't spent more time with you, but I need to ask you for something. Sorry I haven't spent enough time with you, but can I ask you, like, please, I'm going through a tough time, can you please help me to get 20 minutes of rest? Can you help me with Levon to just have him sit down and have some quiet time so I can take a 20-minute rest? Because my son isn't always the kid. He's not the kid, he'll sit down and watch a show. He's not programmed like that. He's not programmed to zone out. And sometimes, yeah, but he doesn't just do that naturally. So praying for that, and it happens. Praying for hey, you know what, may this be an easier bedtime tonight so that I can spend some time with Rob, so we can have some quiet time together and just slow down and spend some time with Rob. And it'll be, Levon will fall asleep during his book, because we do book, prayer, and then songs, and we read 4 books. We read 4 books. Lee picks out 2 and I pick out 2. I don't know what it's like when Rob puts him to bed, but that's my routine with him. Tub, brush teeth, jammies. Sometimes we play, depending on circumstance. But yeah, God is there for me and has worked wonders, and that's one thing that's really been a difference in my life so far in 2024, and I want to give thank you and give credit to him, because it's not just me. Yes, there's me putting in the work and saying, hey, I don't like who I am and I'm going to change that. But he also, I believe everything happens for a reason, and I do believe in creation. I do believe in a design. I don't necessarily believe in a plan of my life. I don't think that there's a path that I'm supposed to walk, but I do believe that there's lessons and a purpose for me to be here, or else what's the point? Do I want to, whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter. Do I want to go about my life saying, you know what, I evolved from a fish and it just happened by chance, and you know what, like I could die at any minute, and whoa, ferry traffic is insane. Oh, it's a long weekend, that's why. Whew. Glad I'm not going there. Wow. You can't see it, but there's cars lined up to get onto the ferry boat. Not today, mama, not today. So yeah, I'm very blessed that I have faith, and it hasn't always been a constant in my life or even anything in my life. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there, because I need to get to where I'm going. I'm entering the big city now. I'm entering the city. I'm entering the city. Entering the city. So I'm going to call her quits. And if you made it this far, fucking thank you. Like, I don't know if I'm interesting enough to listen to talk for 20 minutes, but the scenery's nice. If you watch, like, I guess, I don't know if you can even see any of the scenery, but it's gorgeous for me. I feel blessed to have anybody who listens to this song. So thank you so much. My name's Jess Marie. Not to tell you what to do, but I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Thank you. Bye.